तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्।
गजमुख गजमुख गणनाथा
गजमुख गजमुख गणनाथा
गजमुख गजमुख गणनाथा
गजमुख गजमुख गणनाथा
सुरमुनिवन्दित गुणशीला
सुरमुनिवन्दित गुणशीला
सुरमुनिवन्दित गुणशीला
सुरमुनिवन्दित गुणशीला
गजमुख गजमुख गणनाथा
गजमुख गजमुख गणनाथा
गजमुख गजमुख गणनाथा
गजमुख गणनाथा
सुरमुनिवन्दित गुणशीला
सुरमुनिवन्दित गुणशीला
गजमुख गजमुख गणनाथा
गजमुख गजमुख गणनाथा
सुरमुनिवन्दित गुणशीला
सुरमुनिवन्दित गुणशीला
सुरमुनिवन्दित गुणशीला
सुरमुनिवन्दित गुणशीला
गजमुख गजमुख गणनाथा
गजमुख गजमुख गणनाथा
सुरमुनिवन्दित गुणशीला
सुरमुनिवन्दित गुणशीला
गजमुख गजमुख गणनाथा
गजमुख गजमुख गणनाथा
गजमुख गजमुख गणनाथा
गजमुख गजमुख गणनाथा
सुरमुनिवन्दित गुणशीला
सुरमुनिवन्दित गुणशीला
गजमुख गजमुख गणनाथा
गजमुख गजमुख गणनाथा
सुरमुनिवन्दित गुणशीला
सुरमुनिवन्दित गुणशीला
सुरमुनिवन्दित गुणशीला
सुरमुनिवन्दित गुणशीला
गजमुख गजमुख गणनाथा
त्रिपुर सुंदरी माँ अम्बा दया सागरी माँ
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 सुंदर वदनी माँ अम्बा सुगुण मनोहरी माँ अम्बा सुगुण मनोहरी माँ
सुंदर वदनी माँ अम्बा सुगुण मनोहरी माँ
जय जगत जननी माँ अम्बा जगदोधारिणी माँ अम्बा पाप विमोचनी
प्रतिनिवासिनी माँ अम्बा पाप विमोचनी
प्रतिनिवासिनी माँ अम्बा पाप विमोचनी
प्रतिनिवासिनी माँ अम्बा पाप विमोचनी
त्रिपुर सुंदरी माँ अम्बा दया सागरी माँ
त्रिपुर सुंदरी माँ अम्बा दया सागरी माँ
सुंदर वदनी माँ अम्बा सुगुण मनोहरी माँ
सुंदर वदनी माँ अम्बा सुगुण मनोहरी माँ
जय जगत जननी माँ अम्बा जगदोधारिणी माँ
जननी माँ अम्बा जगदोधारिणी माँ
प्रतिनिवासिनी माँ अम्बा पाप विमोचनी माँ
प्रतिनिवासिनी माँ अम्बा पाप विमोचनी माँ
प्रतिनिवासिनी माँ अम्बा पाप विमोचनि मा
निवासिनि मा अम्बा पाप विमोचनि मा
त्रिपुर सुन्दरी मा अम्ब दया सागरी मा
दशरथ नंदन रामा दया सागरा रामा 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 रघुकुल तिलका रामा सत्य साई श्री परंदामा 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 दशरथ नंदन रामा दया सागरा रामा दशरथ नंदन रामा दया सागरा रामा अहल्योद्धारक रामा शाप विमोचन 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 रामा शिरडिपुरीश रामा पुट्टपर्तिपुरी परंदामा शिरडिपुरीश रामा पुट्टपर्तिपुरी परंदामा शिरडिपुरीश रामा पुट्टपर्तिपुरी परंदामा शिरडिपुरीश रामा पुट्टपर्तिपुरी परंदामा दशरथ नंदन रामा दया सागरा रामा दशरथ नंदन रामा दया सागरा रामा रघुकुल तिलका रामा सत्य साई श्री परंदामा रघुकुल तिलका रामा सत्य साई श्री परंदामा दशरथ नंदन रामा दया सागरा रामा दशरथ नंदन रामा दया सागरा रामा अहल्योद्धारक रामा शाप विमोचन रामा अहल्योद्धारक रामा शाप विमोचन रामा शिरडिपुरीश रामा पुट्टपर्तिपुरी परंदामा शिरडिपुरीश रामा पुट्टपर्तिपुरी परंदामा शिरडिपुरीश रामा पुट्टपर्तिपुरी परंदामा शिरडिपुरीश रामा पुट्टपर्तिपुरी परंदामा दशरथ नंदन रामा दया सागरा रामा
प्रथम वंदना गौरी नंदन
वंदना गौरी नंदन
प्रथम प्रथम वंदना गौरी नंदना हे शिवनंदन पाहि गजानन
हे शिवनंदन पाहि गजानन
हे शिवनंदन पाहि गजानन
हे शिवनंदन पाहि गजानन
प्रथम वंदना गौरी नंदना
प्रथम वंदना गौरी नंदन
एकदंत गुणवंत विनायक
एकदंत गुणवंत विनायक
एकदंत गुणवंत विनायक
एकदंत गुणवंत विनायक
विघ्नहरण शुभ मंगल चरणा
विघ्नहरण शुभ मंगल चरणा
विघ्नहरण शुभ मंगल चरणा
विघ्नहरण शुभ मंगल चरणा
प्रणव स्वरूपा पाहि गजानन
प्रणव स्वरूपा पाहि गजानन
प्रणव स्वरूपा पाहि गजानन
प्रणव स्वरूपा पाहि गजानन
प्रथम वंदना गौरी नंदना
गौरी नंदन
हे शिवनंदन पाहि गजानन
हे शिवनंदन पाहि गजानन
प्रथम वंदना गौरी नंदन
प्रथम वंदना गौरी नंदन
एकदंत गुणवंत विनायक
एकदंत गुणवंत विनायक
विघ्नहरण शुभ मंगल चरणा
विघ्नहरण शुभ मंगल चरणा
प्रणव स्वरूपा पाहि गजानन
प्रणव स्वरूपा पाहि गजानन
प्रणव स्वरूपा पाहि गजानन
प्रणव स्वरूपा पाहि गजानन
प्रथम वंदना गौरी नंदना
वनमाली राधा रमणा गिरिधारी गोविंदा वनमाली राधा रमणा गिरिधारी गोविंदा नीलमेघ सुंदरा नारायण गोविंदा नीलमेघ सुंदरा नारायण गोविंदा वनमाली राधा रमणा गिरिधारी गोविंदा भक्त हृदय मंदारा भानुकोटि सुंदरा भक्त हृदय मंदारा भानुकोटि सुंदरा गिरिधारी गोविन्द नीलमेघ सुन्दरा नारायण गोविन्द वनमाली राधा रमणा गिरिधारी गोविन्द भक्त हृदय मन्दारा भानुकोटि सुन्दरा नन्द नन्द गोप वृन्द नारायण गोविन्द नन्दानन्द गोप वृन्द नारायण गोविन्द 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 नारायण 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 गोविन्द नारायण 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 गोविन्द नारायण गोविन्द नारायण गोविन्द हरि हरि नारायण गोविन्द वनमाली राधा रमणा गिरिधारी गोविन्द
दशरथ नंदन श्रीरामचंद्र धर्म संरक्षकरा दशरथ नंदन श्रीरामचंद्र धर्म संरक्षकरा दशरथ नंदन श्रीरामचंद्र धर्म संरक्षकरा दशरथ नंदन श्रीरामचंद्र देवकी नंदन मुरलीधरा आनंददायक देवकी नंदन मुरलीधरा आनंददायक ईश्वराम्ब सुत श्री सत्य साई प्रेमामृत भगवान ईश्वराम्ब सुत श्री सत्य साई प्रेमामृत भगवान जय 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 शिव शक्ति स्वरूप मंगलदायक जय 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 शिव शक्ति स्वरूप मंगलदायक दशरथ नंदन श्रीरामचंद्र धर्म संरक्षकरा देवकी नंदन मुरलीधरा आनंददायक ईश्वराम्ब सुत श्री सत्य साई प्रेमामृत भगवान जय 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 शिव शक्ति स्वरूप मंगलदायक जय 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 शिव शक्ति स्वरूप दशरथ नंदन आनंददायक प्रेमामृत भगवान दशरथनन्दन श्रीरामचन्द्र धर्म संरक्षकरा.
Over the last 29 episodes, we have thoroughly churned the knowledge of the Vedic scriptures, and the butter has now come to the top. In this episode, it needs to be extracted and consumed. The final topic in this series is Ekanta Sadhana, practice of spirituality in isolation. What is the benefit of it? Just like a sedentary worker needs to do physical exercise to sustain their health. Otherwise, sitting for long hours becomes as dangerous as smoking. Likewise, we need to tend to the mind, because all day long it is subjected to wear and tear as we interact with the mind. So for some time we need to shut off the external distractions, go within ourselves and lift up the mind to our aspired spiritual heights. Imagine the heights of the Siddhas. One of the greatest poets, saints in Sanskrit literature has been Jayadev Goswami. He resided for many years in the holy city of Jagannath Puri, and he was an ardent devotee of Radha Krishna. Once he had a vision of Sri Krishna sitting by the stream that was flowing between the mountains whilst he played an enchanting melody on his flute. And that inspired him to write one of the most epic poetries of Sanskrit, the Gita Govind, which has got 12 chapters. A few decades after Jayadev had attained Samadhi, one Malini, a gardener lady, early morning while plucking vegetables from the garden, used to sing the Gita Govind verses that she had memorized in an enchanting melody. Jagannath Bhagavan in his temple would become restless, and he would walk behind the lady unknown to her, listening to that Gita Govind. Consequently, his clothes would get dirty. Sometimes his shawl would get stuck in the rose bush, etc. This got noticed by the priests who came to do the morning puja, and the news reached the Raja of Puri. He inquired into the matter. Finally, Jagannath, as an act of grace, came in the Raja's dream and informed him, "I love the Gita Govind that the Malini sings, so I follow her in the garden to hear it." The Raja was astounded by what he saw in the dream, and he decided to write poetry himself as well. However, when his poetry was learnt and recited by people, it did not have the impact of Jayadev's Gita Govind. And that made the Raja really miserable. He decided to end his life by jumping into the sea. When Jagannath Mahaprabhu again came in his dream and said, "Look, don't worry. 12 verses from your writing will be added and attached to the beginning of the Gita Govind." But imagine the power of that poetry and the Siddha saint who created it. What sadhana did the souls do to reach such levels of siddhi? Sudas, Tulsidas, Mirabai, Tukaram, Narsi Mehta, Eknath. What mantras did they recite and how did they do the intonations in the Sat Swars? None of this. It was a spontaneous love. The Raganuga Bhakti sadhana which led to the Ragatmika Bhakti. Here is a humorous story. On the banks of the Narmada, a scholar arrived. But he found that very few people were interested in listening to his discourses. The majority of the people would go across the river Narmada where 3 sadhus stayed, and they would love the association of the sadhus. The scholar was intrigued by what was so attractive about them. He went over to meet them but did not find anything impressive. And then he asked them, "How do you pray?" They were hesitant to share, but when he insisted, they said, "Panditji, we don't know any prayers. All we say is, Bhagavan, you are 3. Shankar, Brahma, Vishnu, we are also 3. Please bless us and bestow your grace." The scholar guffawed in laughter. "Is that the way to pray? You are 3, we are 3. You need to learn all these mantras, the right swars, to do the enunciation, etc." So he taught them a complex prayer. This overwhelmed them. Nevertheless, they believed in the authority of the scholar. Having thought he had done their welfare, he returned. While he was still crossing the Narmada, he found a storm coming towards him. His boat. He said, "What is this?" There was no storm around. And then he saw that the 3 sadhus were walking on the river coming to meet him. And they said, "Maharaj, that prayer you taught us, we have forgotten. Can you please repeat it once again?" He said, "Never mind, just carry on praying as you were praying." He realized that they were far ahead of anything that he had to offer them. So we would like to learn a simple, powerful spiritual discipline. Let's understand it step by step. The first question: for how long should we do our daily sadhana? Well, the scriptures recommend for 2 hours every day. That is 1/10 of your time. Just as they recommend giving away 1/10 of your earnings in charity to purify your wealth. Likewise, God has given you 24 hours, take out 2 hours for Him. But because in modern life the demands have become so much, I say, all right, just take out 1 hour. But make a resolve, I will definitely do so. And if you say, "Swamiji, you said it, I have heard it," that will not work. You need to take the practical steps. So what is the best time for this sadhana? Well, the Brahma Muhurt is recommended. These are the 2 early morning hours before sunrise till sunrise. As a rough guideline, that morning time is ideal because the environment is calm, the atmosphere is clean. You have just woken up from sleep, your mind is composed. It will be easy to focus it upon the Supreme. But if you say, I am busy in the morning taking care of household chores, etc., never mind, you find some other time or split it up, half in the morning, half in the evening. Set up your daily routine as per your needs and requirements. Okay, so in which posture should I sit for sadhana? The sadhana that I am going to relate does not require one particular asana. Maharishi Patanjali himself has said, Sthiram Sukham Asanam. Sit comfortably, but sit alert so that sleep does not overwhelm you. Apart from that, you could be in Sukhasan, Ardha Padmasan, Padmasan, Dhyan Veerasan, Vajrasan, or if somebody has got the ache, you could sit on a chair as well. Now what should we do in sadhana? The first spiritual practice. Cultivate self-awareness. This is the launching pad, where you take stock of your shortcomings, your present state, and remind yourself of the big picture of your life, where you need to be and what is the course to take you there. So practice self-awareness. For this, you can even use a spiritual workbook or a journal. The second spiritual sadhana. Cultivate dispassion or vairagya. By repeatedly reminding yourself you are not the body, you are the soul. Hence your happiness is not in worldly things, it is in God. Besides, worldly things are temporary. Besides, you have created desires for them so many times and fulfilled them, but the thirst of the soul was not satiated. Revise this again and again. Third spiritual discipline. Cultivate your relationship with God. Remind yourself, He is the Anshi, I am the Ansh. He is waiting for me with open arms since endless lifetimes. He is my true relative, my eternal relative, and my selfless benefactor. Now contemplate over this repeatedly. Next spiritual practice. Take any gem of knowledge and think about it deeply to internalize it. As I always say, even one gem of wisdom, when deeply pondered upon, has the ability to transform your life. Next spiritual practice. Do Rupa Dhyan meditation. Now you want to absorb your mind in the Supreme. So as we discussed in the last episode, bring His image before you. And to it you can add meditation on the Leelas of your Lord. Plus you can also serve Him in the mind. Next spiritual discipline. Contemplate upon the numerous virtues of the Supreme Beloved. Our mind is attracted to virtues. When you see qualities in someone, you say, oh, what a simple, genuine guy. Oh, what a kind-hearted person. So on and so forth. Now God has got innumerable qualities to enchant the mind. Then why is it that our mind is reluctant to get attached to Sri Krishna? The reason is a deficiency of contemplation on those virtues. We will need to think about that again and again and again. Next discipline. Cultivate a deep longing for your Lord. How is that? When will I see Him? When will I hear His flute? When will I relish the opportunity to participate in His Nitya Leela and serve Him personally? And so on. This longing is the very life of sadhana. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu called it Param Vyakulata. Jagadguru Nimbarkacharya called it Nishreyas. Vallabhacharya called it sadhanhinata. The Brajbasis call it lalasa. Jagadguru Shankaracharya termed it as mumukshutva. Jagadguru Ramanujacharya called it tap. Narad ji in his Bhakti Darshan says, Parama Vyakulata, cultivate the longing. And with that yearning, shed tears crying out for His grace. Now, we have just touched upon the different possible spiritual disciplines which were detailed in previous episodes in this series. You utilize one of them, all of them, change from one to the other. These are simple disciplines, yet they can still seem daunting to beginners. How do I do it? So to make it easy for the masses, the saints and scriptures gave one solution. They said, do kirtans. Naam Leela Gunadi Naam Uchchair Bhasha Tu Kirtanam. Kirtan will provide an external support for your inner contemplation, reflection and meditation. The saints have written varieties of prayers and descriptions of the Naam Roop Leela Gun Dham of God in their bhajans, kirtans and pads. So when you sing it, your ears engage in hearing it. Alongside, the mind is used for contemplation. This becomes the Tridha Bhakti: Kirtan, Shravan and Smaran. This Tridha Bhakti is the prescribed form in this age of Kali. Krite yadhyayato vishnum tretayam yajato makhai dwapare paricharyayam kalau tad hari kirtanat. Vedvyas writes in the Bhagavatam. The Ramayana says, Ehi kali kala na sadhana duja yoga yagya japa tapa vrata puja. These varieties of sadhanas will not be sufficiently effective in Kali Yuga. Then Rama hi Sumeriya, remember him. Gaya Rama hi, do Kirtan. Santata Swaniya, do Shravan. Rama Guna Grama hi. So take the support of this Tridha Bhakti, chanting, hearing and remembering. And with the help of this, you move from one spiritual discipline to the other. The aim of it all will be to deepen your longing for the Lord. And that longing will grow till the point the whole world appears wide. Let's read about it from the Spiritual Secrets book. When we apply ourselves to the various spiritual practices, the yearning to meet Radha Krishna will start growing. This will purify our mind even further, and that will increase the longing even more, which will further cleanse the mind. This cascading effect will result in an intense yearning for darshan, prem and seva. This yearning of the heart is called viraha. It will grow so deep that it will burn away all remaining impurities. A stage will arrive when the entire world will appear void without God. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu described this in his Shikshashtakam. युगायितं निमेषेण चक्षुषा प्रावृषायितं शून्यायितं जगत सर्वं गोविंद विरहेण मे. In longing for Sri Krishna, a single moment is appearing an age long. Tears are constantly streaming from my eyes, and the whole world is appearing void. That will be the state of complete surrender. Mamekam sharanam vraja. It will be the ripened state of our sadhana, where the heart will be completely cleansed. It is the stage for which God and Guru are waiting. Then, without asking, they will bestow Bhagavat Prem, divine love. When we receive it, the bonds of Maya will be cut asunder. Bhidyate hridaya granthis chidyante sarva sanchaya kshiyante chasya karmani tasmin drishte paravare. The ignorance will be dispelled. The sanchit karmas of endless lifetimes will be decimated. We will see God. Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam Sada Pashyanti. As long as we live, we will be endowed with the Yog Maya Shakti and called Jivan Mukt, liberated while alive. And when the prarabdha is over and the body drops, we will enter the Nitya Leela, the divine pastimes of the Lord. In this way, we now complete the discussion on spiritual secrets from Hinduism.
Om Jai Jagadish Hare Swami Sathya Sai Hare Bhaktagana Samrashaka Bhaktagana Samrashaka Bhakti Maheshwara Om Jai Jagadish Hare Shivagana Shri Kala Sarva Pranapati Swami Sarva Pranapati Ashrita Kalpaladika Ashrita Kalpaladika Avarpandava Om Jai Jagadish Hare Mata Pita Guru Daivam Mariyantayunive Swami Mariyantayunive Nada Brahma Jagannatha Nada Brahma Jagannatha Nagendra Shayana Om Jai Jagadish Hare Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा